All right, what is up everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and if you are new here, well, thank you for joining. So recently there's been a lot of new aviation gadgets and gizmos coming out, and a lot of these products are coming from new or small businesses. And these businesses are kind of pushing the boundary of what is available for a relatively affordable price. Now, these businesses are kind of upsetting the market, and as consumers, we should be pretty excited about that. So, recently I was scrolling through my phone, as I usually do, and I came across one of these businesses and it kind of caught my eye. So I decided to shoot my shot, and I reached out to them to see if they would provide their product to me for a review. And so that is exactly what we're doing today. Now, full disclosure, they gave me these products to keep, but this is not a sponsored video and I'm not being paid to promote it to you. This is strictly a review video. So with all of that being said, let's get these products, get them unboxed, and check out what they bring to the market. You want to do a review? We doing a review video? Yeah? So, Core Aviation sent me two products in this box, and the first one is their flight bag, and then the next one after that is their P-1 headset. So let's head over to the bench and get these unboxed. All right, let's get her open. So this is the box. You can see it has all the information on the back, of course. And let's slide her out. All right, it's like opening a new toy. Of course, you get the standard stuff here. And then, oh, it comes in a little carry case, so that's nice. Of course, you gotta have the sticker. All right, so let's get it out of the carrying case. I like how there's a nice little front pocket there, but let's go in and see this headset. Ooh, all right. Got like an extra mic cover here. And then we have the actual headset. So let's leave that mic cover in there. But wow. This is shiny, I like that. Wow, I love like the retro styling of this cover. That is nice. And then get the brick out of there. But there we go. That's pretty nice. Got some cushions up here. Looks like a aux cord goes in there. Okay. All right, so that's the headset. Let's set that off to the side and get the flight bag over here too. Unboxing isn't quite the same for a flight bag, it just comes in a bag, but there we go. So let's open it up, but this is the outside of it, side, back pocket, okay, oh, with a magnetic latch, okay. Then you got side. Oh, okay, so you have straps here for like pens and whatnot. Oh, that's a nice material, I like that. And then you have the front here. Got the zipper pocket, and then let's open her up. Okay, nice. You got some organization here. And then, you know what? We'll show it in front of the camera. But all right, so not a ton to unbox with a bag, of course, but here are the two products. So we got the headphones, and then we have the flight bag. And the headphones do come in their own little bag as well, their carrying case, but let's go check these out. All right, we got both of those unboxed. So let's review the first one. Let's go over the headset first. In fact, we'll get a little bit closer up. Maybe. There we go. All right, check out the headset there. Looks pretty good. All right, so starting off with the headset, this is what we've got to work with. So honestly, very lightweight headset, which is really good because you don't want some big bulky headset weighing you down. So really glad that this is very lightweight and simple. It's definitely geared toward a certain type of pilot, and we're gonna talk about that later. Now, I also like the styling of this headset. I always love when the headsets have like this metal clipping piece. It kind of feels retro in that style. So it's just a very attractive headset. So really love that. So weight, good. Attractiveness, also good. All right, so let's talk about build quality. Does this feel durable? Well, it is mostly metal around the band here. So that's really good. You have these little knobs here to kind of tighten in the setting that you want these at. right? So they feel pretty sturdy there. This part of the headset where the earmuffs are, it's actually like a plastic. Little ASMR. So that feels pretty good as well. Additionally, I really like this metal kind of, I guess, mic holder. I don't know what you would call this piece, but the mic arm. I like that it's metal like this. It looks like it would be easy to replace if something got broken, but it feels pretty sturdy, and I don't think it would get broken. Additionally, I do like that the knobs are exposed here so that you can tighten down the placement of this if you wanted to. The mic, it does have a replacement foam cover in there, but it feels like it's pretty good on there, and they have a little rubber band to keep it right in the spot where you want it. Additionally, it looks like this must be a volume knob on the side, so it feels good, has like some nice clicking to it. Hard to see on camera, but I do like how tactile that is. It doesn't feel loose, like it's just gonna change the volume on you mid-flight or something like that. All right, let's talk about comfort of wearing this headset, because if you're flying, you wanna make sure that what you are depending on is comfortable. So let's try it on. It looks like it can go either way. There's not like a correct right or left side here, so I'm just gonna go this way. Oh, I can barely hear myself. So I guess we'll talk about noise cancellation later, but I can barely hear myself right now, so it's a little bit weird talking to the camera and not being able to hear anything. Anyway, yeah, so this feels very comfortable. Like, it has a good suction around the ear. These are passive noise canceling headphones, so that means that there's nothing electronic in it that is actively canceling the noise, or what we call ANC. So that feels pretty good, and the soundproofing sounds good. Now, additionally, one thing that we typically talk about with headphones is clamping force. We want to make sure that it is the right amount of tightness without being overly tight and like compressing against your head, which I have had with certain headsets. This one feels pretty good. It feels secure. It feels like it's going to keep out the noise, which is very important when flying. And then it's also not going to give me a headache. Now the mic feels like it can be positioned exactly where I want it to be. It does have like a little twist at the end there. I can twist from here. It is movable out the way. And just to show that it is reversible, there we go. And just like that, now it's on the other side. Now the cables, they do seem very durable. They do seem like a good length, not overly long or anything like that. There's no controls on the cable, so that's perfectly fine. It's, again, not an active noise canceling headset, so I wouldn't expect there to be, but this is really nice. In terms of controls, again, this is a very simple headset. It's just the volume knob here, and then it looks like there's an aux cable right here. So I'm kind of interested to see, is that for playing music, or what can I do with that? So yeah, all right, so that is the headset, and let's go talk about the flight bag. But before we do, please, if you are enjoying the video so far, leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. It does help out the channel, and it also helps me know what content to bring to you. So I appreciate it. Let's go over all of the little pockets that we have in here. All right, so let's talk about the outside, the exterior of the bag. You have this like nice leather kind of, I guess it's like a faux leather top here, but that's where you see the core Aviation. You have this outside pocket, and it has like a, what's that, like a felt lining on the inside, so you can put like something delicate on the inside, and it feels like it would protect it pretty well there. Around the outside, both of the outside compartments look pretty similar. They have spots for water bottle, and then this has like a spot for pens right here. The other side does not have that, but you do have these clips on both sides of the bag. On the back, it has this kind of magnetic latch back here, and then along the top, of course, you have the carrying handle, and it looks like there's also kind of a side strap so that you can carry it along the side of your body, and that's on the inside of the bag. So it looks like there are 3 zipper compartments, and I am big on organization, so let's go into that. Along the inside wall here, there's a clip. I would actually use this. Most people don't use these, but I use it for carrying documents and stuff like that. So if I need to carry an ID or something like that, medical card, that can go right on the clip here. Next up, you have these two zippered pockets here. And then on the inside, you have 4 pockets here, and then you also have like a pen pocket right there. Now that's along the inside. On the front, let's check out the back. All right, so you have another sleeve here, good for documents. I would probably put like maps, sectional, whatever there. And then you have another pocket here, and this is a pretty large pocket right there. Now, let's go into the top. And again, these zippers, they have like this nice rubber coating around them. I love the little details like that. All right, along the top, a little bit hard for you to see on camera, but there is a nice big pocket here, and then it's actually subdivided here. So there's another little sleeve right there. So again, 3 main compartments on this bag, and then you have the outside sleeves as well as some zippered compartments. So those are the pockets on this bag, but it's hard to tell if this bag is good without filling it up. So I'm going to transfer all of my flight material from my other flight bag into this Core Aviation one. All right, clearly we have a lot of material here, so let's see how much of this we can get into the flight bag. First things first, always have to have headphones, so let's get that along the top here. And it feels sturdy enough that nothing like that would break inside of there. There's some nice padding, so that feels pretty secure like that, right? So we got our headphones in there. The next most important thing in my book is actually my electronic flight bag. So I'm gonna drop my iPad straight down the middle as well. Next up, let's get our aviation radio in here. So I feel like it feels pretty good along the side here. So we're just gonna tuck that strap in there. Got our aviation radio. Glasses, also very important to have. I don't think you'll ever catch me flying without glasses, so I'm gonna stick it into this top compartment right there. Additionally, I like to have this little notebook so I can jot down any information that I need if I need to. So I'm gonna drop that in here, and then I like easy access and to be able to see what my pens are, so I'm actually gonna put that in a zipper compartment here. Now, another really important tool in my book is actually a Stratus. This is a ADS-B, so I'm actually gonna slide that into its own compartment down at the bottom here, as well as this little grip pad, so it can sit on the dash pretty nicely. So already we got most of the material in there. So because I don't use the side straps as much, I'm actually gonna use that for my Garmin, right on the outside there. And I actually typically just leave it dangling off the side there. Additionally, always have to add a little bit of accessory in there. So I'm gonna take one of my own PlaneJoe remove before flight tags and put that along the side. All right, now, I don't typically use it as much anymore, but I always keep a sectional on me. So typically, I can just put that on the back here, just like so. And that feels pretty good and secure. And also in the back, I'm going to add this knee board. Now, I don't typically use this knee board as much anymore because I use an electronic flight bag, but they are helpful to have on deck. And especially because we have so much room in here, I can just throw those in there. This is a light headlamp that I use for nighttime flying, so I'm just gonna throw that in there. And now typically, I will actually just hand carry my water bottle, but I can throw one in here. So let's grab a water bottle. So I grabbed the biggest water bottle I could find, and we're gonna see if that fits in here. Oh, wow, okay, so it does fit. That is a lot of expansion on there. Now I do have a few more items in here that I can use. These ones I don't use as much, but in case they aren't in the plane, I always bring a microfiber, and then I also have this fuel sumper. Because I don't use them as much, I'm gonna stick them into the back pocket here. I'm also gonna take my last item. This is a portable charger, and I'm also gonna throw that in the back here, but that is an important one to have. Now, we're all zipped up. All right, and just like that, we are good to go. So pretty much everything that I typically bring and more is in this flight bag now. So that's pretty impressive that it can carry so much in a relatively small package. Now, really the only way to truly test this equipment out is to try it in an airplane. So let's head to the airport grab a plane, pre-flight, and let's take to the sky. First impressions, one, let's talk about the flight bag. Flight bag is sitting here next to me, and it feels like a really good size. Everything was right where I needed it to be. The pockets kind of worked, and to be honest, my favorite pocket on really any bag is the most accessible one, so that's the front pocket for me, because I'll store like little things that I don't want to keep in my hands in there. So I threw my wallet and my keys in this front zipper pocket here. And the nice thing here is this is the one that has like a felt liner on the inside, so everything feels like it's going to be pretty safe in there, so that's really nice. So really happy with the bag. Everything that I have on me is from the bag. I had my glasses on, but I don't need them on right now. The headset was inside of there, even though it comes with its own carrying case. I left that all in the flight bag, so that's pretty good. Additionally, I had the iPad in there. That's my electronic flight bag. Key piece of gear for me, as well as my little satellite communicator here. So everything feels like it's where it needs to be, so I'm really happy with how the bag has turned out. Now, additionally, the audio from the headset is really good. Very simple controls, right? So it's not pressing on my head too much. I have a volume control here, so you can probably hear the difference a little bit. And then the other cool thing, something that I don't think is advertised on the core Aviation website, at least as of today, is that you can actually use this to record your audio. So typically you need special cables to record audio, but in this case, I don't. Typically I would fly with glasses, so I got my glasses on here. I will say that it opened up because it has just a small crack once you open up your, or once you put on your glasses. It does let in a little bit more noise, so without the glasses, it almost felt like it was active noise cancellation. With glasses on, I do hear a little bit more of the engine. Granted, I also have the window open here, but I am impressed with the soundproofing that you get from a headset like this. So, really happy so far there. All right, I'll admit, when I landed the other day, it was a little bit dark to kind of do a debrief video, so I came back when it's nice and sunny out so I could actually talk about the bag and the headset. So what are my thoughts overall? So let's start with the headset first. This one I actually really enjoyed. This is definitely a headset that I would recommend, especially for student pilots, right? It comes out at a very low price point, and you get a lot of bang for your buck here. So I really like the suction cups on the headphones. I like the padding on top. And then I also love this like old school look. It kind of feels kind of retro, and I love the styling of that. Now, my favorite thing about this headset is actually the aux plug. And I say that for a few reasons. One, yeah, it's cool to be able to listen to music, but there's a hidden feature in this aux plug that I'm not sure anybody really knows about, and I discovered it while we were flying. And that's the fact that you can actually send audio out from the headphone, right? So it doubles as a recording device. So if you just wanted to listen to the audio of the cockpit, you can send this out to a field recorder of some type, or even the audio that was in the video was coming directly from the headphone. So you might have noticed that there was a cable that was linking from my headphone off to the side there, and that was me plugging into my recording camera. So that is a really awesome feature, and I think it's really important, especially for student pilots, because you should be going out there and recording your flights so that when you are on the ground and you're in training, you can do what's called after-action review and go back and review your footage. So having a headset like this that allows you to record audio is super helpful. I used it during my student pilot training. I think others should do it. Even throughout their career, if you're trying to do content creation, I think this is an awesome, cheap pair of headphones for you. Or I should say that they're affordable. So, really happy with the headphones. Would I change anything on the headset? I think the only thing that I would change is the suction cups, so they feel really good. One of my favorite types is when they have like a gel cup. So there is another option for that on their other headset. But having it on this would be really good. Other than that, the audio was really good. Simple controls, I like that the volume is right there, very easy to access. You get a little bit of a haptic feedback on it when you twist the knob there. So very happy with the headset in general. So I would recommend this personally for student pilots and those who are into content creation. Now let's talk a little bit about the flight bag. So obviously this is the flight bag that we flew with. I'm actually really happy with this flight bag. Now this isn't typically a style that I go for. You see when I go flying I actually have a backpack that I use, but this is a great alternative as well. You have lots of different hidden pockets. We went over that already, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. I like the side storage. It expands out, so it did hold my large water bottle. You can see that I have my flight radio, my PJ2 Plus on the side here. So really great with compartments, and while I was flying I was able to easily access anything that I needed, especially using like this very front one where I stored some cables that I didn't need. You can just throw it in there and it had that nice like felt interior. So really happy with this. I think if I had to change anything on it, I would say maybe this main compartment, I would have the zipper go a little bit further down just so I could access it a bit more. Not necessarily a clamshell where it completely opens up, but I would like the zipper to go just a little bit lower. But other than that, it felt pretty good. The storage amount felt really good. So I'm really happy with all of the compartments that you have in this flight bag. So overall, yes, I would recommend this flight bag. Now I don't have a particular group of people that I would recommend this flight bag for because it can go for really anyone. So anyone from student pilots to commercial to ATP. I would say that if they were trying to go for ATP, I know that most of those pilots will have a pass-through on the back. So that is one thing that they could add here if there was like a pass-through strap so you could sit it on your luggage and secure the bag that way. That would be helpful. But again, really great flight bag and pretty much for everybody. So that is pretty much my review of these products that Core Aviation sent me. I really appreciate Core sending this over to me. Again, they did not pay for this video, but they did send me this equipment to keep. So please keep that in mind as you're listening to the review. But yeah, really happy overall. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear your feedback. I'm sure Core would love to hear from you and see what you think about their flight bag or their headsets. And until the next time, I will see you in the sky.